By what name are you known?
There are some who call me Tim.
Get him. Get him.
I would like to welcome you to the day as you clicked Hey, yo, it's John from the Decent Takes Show, serving mediocrity to the masses or greatness to the globe. But today you signed up for a certified banger. So welcome to 20TIMinutes. Let's go.
Yo, Tim McCarthy here. You are listening to 20TIMinutes, a podcast that focuses on mental health with insight and personal stories. Welcome to episode 29. I appreciate you rocking with me again. That introduction was done by Jav of the Decent Takes podcast. I was just on their podcast. We recorded a great episode, which was like 2 hours almost. Him and Davey host a really good podcast, Decent Takes. Go check them out. Our episode was very fun. Those two are ridiculous, and Jav put me on the spot for multiple questions, and they challenged me to see how Bostonian I was, and spoiler alert, I rocked it. Thank you guys. Appreciate the help. What a great introduction. What's happening, everybody? Do my little quick intros with everything going on, then we'll hop right into an episode. I feel like that's the new format that I do. This week, I will be interviewing my buddy from the Waffle Shop podcast, Taylor James. He is the balls. He is British. We had an America versus the UK rock, paper, scissors that you will see, or that you already saw. Did you see it? No, you'll see it on Wednesday. So yeah, you know how that is. Really good interview. He was like the podcast that I first found that did mental health, because obviously I didn't reinvent the wheel with mental health podcast. And he was like the first person I talked to and rocked with, and very fortunate that he took the time to chat with me. Very good bloke. We did a lot of conversations about the difference between like the US and UK. He calls it a pub, call it a bar, stuff like that. Also got new hats out, the dad hats. They're pretty sweet, very soft. They fit right on your head, and they got straps on the line. Also have the 20TIMinutes newsletter. You can sign up for that on my website, 20TIMinutes.com. I am also up for an award for a podcast, best podcast, I think, in my category, Quite the Thing Media. You can find all this on my link tree, all of that. And be sure to buy me a coffee if you got a couple extra dimes, nickels, quarters, or pennies to help me out. I'm in the market for a new computer and a new phone. If you've seen my phone, I realize I just don't care anymore because I don't have a case on my phone, and it's cracked where like I kind of cut my finger when I'm using it. And like I'm trying to like make it a reason to buy a new one, but I don't have the money. And I need to buy a new computer because everything is like filled on my computer, but I got an external hard drive, which I think everyone should have. I keep everything on there, but those files to do these episodes, especially the video, they are a lot. So I don't know why I'm telling you my financial problems, but there they are. We're still doing the hike, June 12th, for the CF, cystic fibrosis, in memory of Lindsay's sister, who was a cystic fibrosis carrier, and unfortunately we lost her. So we'll be hiking 20 miles, which I am not ready for. I bought some new kicks on Amazon and some socks. I found out you can't wear cotton when you hike because you will die. Literally, if you wear cotton, it kills you when you hike. Don't know if that's real. But we're raising a lot of good money. We already reached their goal, our goal. And we just did a scratch ticket giveaway, and we raised like $1,800 off that alone. And someone won it. I love how like scratch tickets have different nicknames for different people. Like some call them scratchers. Hey, that's a good scratcher. That doesn't sound right. They're scratchies. All right, get it together. It's like the same people that call soda pop. Can I get a pop, please? No, you can't, because it's called soda, not pop. The same with like hoagies and subs. There's just too many of them. Let's just knock it down. It's a sub. You can eat it cut to butt or butt to cut. You know how it is. My favorite sub is a buffalo chicken sub with mozzarella cheese, pickles, and bacon. You can put bacon on anything. Try me. You can't. It goes on everything. And you're probably like, it doesn't go on ice cream. It probably can. So, sorry. Yeah, I'm just so pumped about these upcoming interviews that I have. I'm booked until like August to have them released. And it's such a cool feeling that at first I'm like, how am I going to find guests? Like, what am I going to do? Because I always wanted to do interviews at the beginning, but I didn't establish myself at any way to get going. Now I've had like so many good people. And just like networking alone is like, it makes me feel so good as like a person more than a podcaster. Like my buddy Joe Barksdale, former NFL player, me and him like text every day about his stand-up comedy. Because I sent him my stand-up from when I used to do it. And he was like, dude, he's like, that was wicked funny. You want to help me like work on jokes and write jokes? And I'm like, yeah, I would love to do that. So I've been helping him out. He wants me to come down to Austin and rock the mic with him on a couple shows. But yeah, he's wicked funny. We have a lot of fun. We're like the Robin Big of like the internet. We always get to chat a little bit. And then I have like a MTV personality coming out the week after of the Waffle Podcast, which is really fun. Hopefully you know who that is because that person is awesome. Male or female, I'm not telling you. And then, oh, my Savvy hat. What do you think about this hat, guys? Lindsay Martin, favorite pants saleswoman, sent me a hat and Lindsay leggings. And the leggings are wicked comfortable from what I hear. This is a company that sells women's clothes, but this hat is gender neutral, and I like it. Fits pretty good. What do you think? Shout out to Lindsay Martin. I appreciate it. So go listen to all my interviews if you haven't listened to them yet, because I tell you, I have the best interviews going today. Everybody that I've interviewed, everyone loved them, top to bottom. There's not a bad interview. I'll tell you that right now. And all the ones I got coming out, woo-wee, the continuity in the background is not going to be good, okay? You're going to see a lot of different things in the back that haven't been put up or taken down. Don't call me out. Don't put me on IMDb where it tells you continuity errors, which I always found funny. It's like, is there a movie without that? It's like these big blockbuster movies, and it's like they probably have millions of people editing the episode or movie, and they don't catch like a guy wearing a watch or like a minivan driving by. Like, how don't you pick that up? Like in Back to the Future 3, where like the kid's on the train, and he's like pointing to his like pants because he wants to go to the bathroom. If you haven't seen that, look that up. He ruins the scene. Well, they already ruined that movie because that movie stinks. If you like Key and Peele, Google Key and Peele Gremlins 2 skit. It is so fucking funny. They're in like the boardroom coming up with ideas for Gremlins 2, and the character that comes in, so funny. It's better than the Aaron skit with the substitute teacher. That one gets annoying, and I feel bad for anyone named Aaron, because anytime you see Aaron, it's, hey, what's up, Aaron? I kind of get it too, because there's a guy named Timothy. They call him Timothy. And I'm like, yeah, that's funny. I just don't like, I don't know, like using nicknames for that. Like, I brought this up before when people see me and they're like, Timmy. I'm like, oh, yeah, South Park, pretty cool. I love that character. Nah. But yeah, my interviews are just absolutely money. And the networking alone, I got to like link up Joe with another comedian that you'll see that I interview coming down. And it's like, it's just so cool to feel that. Like I feel important enough that I can be like, oh yeah, you should talk to this person. And what's really cool is a lot of these guests, they don't know me from a hole in the wall until they talk to me. And they have so much fun in the interview because I start with that rock, paper, scissors thing. And they're like, who is this guy? So we break the ice with that. And then we have great conversations. Again, I've never really even practice interviews. I think I've done one job interview for somebody and I asked them like a crazy question. Because there was this like, one of my interviews, if you're not from Massachusetts, there was like this place that like you would send like special needs kids or whatever. And they would do shock therapy. And they were in the news for a lot. Like, I don't think that should be a thing. Shock therapy for anybody, especially kids with special needs. Like, I think that's the last thing that anyone needs. But they were in the news for a bunch. But the girl I interviewed used to work there. And I was like, have you shocked people before? And like my boss was like, dude, you can't ask that. But she said she did. I think that's why she quit and tried to find another job. So shout out to that girl that I don't remember. You're a good egg. But it's so cool at the end of conversations. I just had one recently. And the girl was like, wow. She was like, you were so fun. You were so original. And I can just tell you're a very nice person and very humble. And I got like teary-eyed, but I can't cry in front of this person. It's just cool to talk to like other bipolar people because we're like, hey, you know that manic stage? That's pretty sweet. It's pretty sweet, ain't it? I haven't had a lot of those episodes yet, which is really good. But I have to take a much needed break from interviews. I have them set to go out until August. August. I didn't even know how many I took in. I think I have 2 more interviews to record, and then I'm done with August, which is crazy. And it's kind of cool to have it all done, but I still have to edit all of them, which I hate editing. People are like, oh, who does the editing for you? I'm like, I do. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm a one-man show over here. I wish I had an intern. It's funny, I do email some of these people, and they get back to me with like their assistant or intern or whatever, and I'm like, that's you under a different name, ain't it? It's you. So I might be doing that. If you guys have a good nickname I could use, because it would be a lot easier if I had a second email with just strictly interviews, because I sometimes like lose messages in my email and I forget to reply to people. So having an intern would be sick. Who wants to be my intern? I will pay you in fucking stickers, okay? But that would be cool. I want to just like keep doing well. It was funny. I was watching this like documentary, which is going to be my movie suggestion, but it's not really. It's the Comedy Store on Showtime, which who has Showtime? I think there's a free trial. I feel like no one pays for Showtime. Who pays for Showtime? But there's a good documentary on the Comedy Store in California with like all those guys that do stand-up over there. And I really like stand-up. I've always loved it. Like Bill Burr is my favorite. Stephen Wright, Rodney Dangerfield. I love like old school stand-up comedy because it was so just like direct. I was never a Sam Kinison guy. I never really got his thing. He would just yell, and I just wouldn't like that for that long. But I guess everyone loved him. Joey Diaz, another stand-up comedian I like. But yeah, I did stand-up for a little while. I never really played shows. I did one, but everything else was an open mic. And I don't know if it's just Boston, but there's so many cliques, and people just stand there with their like arms closed, and like their laughs are their currency, where they wouldn't give it up. And I'm like, dude, like, how are you not like rooting for other people? But I guess what it is, it's like cutthroat because you want to be the guy on the top and you want to be the funniest, which I get. But I just didn't like that atmosphere, so I changed to podcasting, which was almost a wrestling referee. But here I am podcasting, and you're listening or watching or watching me right now, and I appreciate that. But yeah, much needed break. Dude, the weather outside is frightful. It's in Massachusetts. I saw a great meme. It was like Massachusetts weather giving out temperatures like it's the Powerball numbers, and it has been. It's freezing right now. I'm wearing a sweatshirt in the cat closet, so you know it's cold right now. I was wearing tank tops the other day. Brutal. But yeah, the weather definitely has effect on a lot of people. I feel like it triggers a lot of emotions. Like you get like this was Memorial Day weekend, and salute the people that serve for us that are no longer with us. But the people that like have a long weekend off that don't really get it, you're just stuck in the rain. But again, you can't really complain. And I'm just complaining for those people. I'm not complaining because I don't like doing anything. I don't like going out. But I want to start going out because I want to get out of my comfort zone and go do things, even if it's by myself. Like I've been laying on the hammock outside in the sun, which is really good for me. I kind of want to go to the beach, even though I'm not a huge beach person. So if anyone wants to invite me to the beach and play like football, and if you're single, I'll like throw the football in like a group of chicks, dude, and you like dive out and catch it. Such a classic move, bruh. I'll do that. But yeah, you got to find things that like help you out mentally. And when I think everyone's like this, you do laundry and you're like, oh, I'm doing laundry. Then you just leave it in your basket all clean. I have a t-shirt folder people make fun of me for because I used to work in retail and they had one of them because I like it like organized or like flat, and then I roll it up a little bit. I have my t-shirts organized by wrestling t-shirts, which take up a whole drawer of wrestling t-shirts. I'm wearing a wrestling sweatshirt. How you doing? Enzo Amore. And but it just sits in there. But when you clean and do your laundry, you feel so much better when you clean. I don't know why that is. It's pretty funny. But yeah, my meds are finally like working because I went from Adderall XR, which is like a 12-hour Adderall. It's an extended release, so I get it for like a long time, and it goes up and down. Like 30 milligrams is a lot. Like people that abuse it, like that's going to be a doozy of a day, and it was just like killing my sleep because it would come up, so I wasn't sleeping too well. So I moved down to 20 like instant release, and those have been helping me out a lot. I've been sleeping pretty good, especially after like overtime shifts. I've been taking up a little bit of overtime just because like a little bit, I want to clear some debt. And that's what kind of ruined me in the beginning. I was doing too much overtime at my job. So I'm kind of just easing my way back in, just doing like a little 4 hours here and maybe an 8 hour over there. But then again, I can work overtime to get comp time and take another day off. So I don't know if I want days off or I want money. That is the conundrum. What would you take? I feel like people would take the money, but I like sleeping, and it's my favorite. What else was there? I had a lot of different things to talk about. It's already 15 minutes in. Holy Jesus. Every episode, I wait till the last minute to think about things to talk about. I'll be like, hey, what should I talk about today? Everyone's like, I don't fucking know. That's your job. But I feel like as a podcast, you can't really ask the masses about it because, like, what are they looking for? Like, they're looking to go to you for some content. Yeah, I definitely need to go out and do more because I always get anxious out and about. If you want to know what I do with my hands underneath my desk, I just pick my nails the whole time. I don't have good nails. You can see like cuticles. They're not even. I have like a bum ring finger. I don't know what I did to it, but it was flag football years ago, and it cracks. Oh, can't crack it right now, but it does. All right. I crack my knuckles. I'm that guy. I crack my neck too. It's like a nervous twitch, and I do it like when I'm in line. I can only imagine the person behind me is like, what the hell is wrong with this guy? And then I turn around and I go, everything. Everything's wrong with me. But, yeah, I don't know what else is going on right now. I'm very fortunate for the podcast. And I'm so cool. I'm so glad. I'm so cool. That's what I just said. I'm so cool, dude. I'm very happy of like all the positive things, and just like every interview I have at the end, people just genuinely like the episode, and because they can just leave right away. They're like, okay, bye. That's always my funniest. Like at the end of my episodes, a little backdoor secret right here. When I do bye to some people, then I'm like, okay, then we talk for a little bit after. So there's like a bonus feature that you guys would never see. It's an exclusive 20-Tim minutes. So sorry. I do thank you guys for checking me out. I always love hearing about episodes. I'm always surprised when someone hits me up that I don't either talk to a lot or they make a reference to my show. And I'm like, you listen? You actually listen to me? That is so cool. I do want to end with this. I want to be more positive because I know sometimes I'm so negative or self-deprecating, but I think that is a thing about my moods. I feel like your feelings, you can't hide from them anymore. It's definitely a thought process. Like if you have a hard time with change or like you're in a comfort zone, and that's why it's called a comfort zone. You don't want to get out of it because you're too scared to see what could happen, whether you want to make a big decision or you want to go do something else or anything like that. It is tough. One of the interviews I had, she was talking about fear and just like fuck fear because it goes against you. There's a lot of things that go against you. Anxiety, fear, especially if they're trying to stop you from getting to somewhere you want to be. And it's very tough to do, but you got to listen to yourself. And I think you'll know what's right or wrong going forward and whatever that is. So if you're looking to do something right now, think about it. Again, comfort zones are good, but you can try to get out of that if you want. And I definitely push people to do that if they are looking for something that either inspires them or a goal they want to get to. Because a lot of these people I talk to, they take risks. They like stop their job. They like cut themselves off. They move away. They do all this stuff. And I'm like, I commend them, but like, I don't really have that right now in me. And I don't know what I would do. Like, oh, I just took the podcast and did all this. Obviously I have like ridiculous goals for this podcast, which it could happen. It could not happen. I don't want to jinx them. So I'm not going to tell you. So sorry. That was another episode of 20-Tim Minutes. Thank you to Decent Takes for that introduction. You guys rock. Be sure to check them out. Don't forget, I have a app, the 20-Tim Minutes app. I'll have exclusives on there. All that jazz. It's pretty cool. Just download it. You don't need to, just turn the notifications off. The more numbers I get, the more I can sell for it. Then maybe I can get some advertising, but I wouldn't annoy you with it. It'd be like that little box at the bottom, but it doesn't get in your way from scrolling. Then you hit it by mistake. Or the one that just comes up every 20 seconds and you have to sit there and it does that dial of 30 seconds down, but then they hide the X and you can't hit the X right away. So when you hit it, you get sent to the app store and they're like, do you want to buy this? And you double click it by mistake. So you got to hide your face. That's the worst. I don't want to do that. I just want to earn a little bit of cash for paying off for the stuff that I pay for. That's all. I'm not looking to sell out as I'm wearing a Savvy hat. And yeah, I just do things for my friends. If you want to send me anything, I got a lot of things hanging up in the cat closet. Thank you letters I got up. I got stickers. Any gift you send me, I'm going to rock it because that's cool that you take the time to send something to me. My movie suggestion, I already told you, The Comedy Store on Showtime, which I don't think anyone has. Maybe they did it when Ray Donovan? I don't know. I don't watch that shit. And then my song suggestion is Adema, Giving In. I think they fall under the category of butt rock, but it's definitely like Korn vibes. Boom, da, da, doom, da, da, da. It's actually a good song. I've been listening to it a lot. I love how Spotify does like repeat songs or rewind. It's like you listen to the same songs over and over, and then they're like, here you go. Here's a playlist of all of those. And then at the end, Spotify's like, here's your top 20 playlist of 2021. It's like, yeah, I know. It's on my rewind. That's my favorite. But I thank you guys so much. I love you guys so much. Get out of your comfort zone soon if you can. Go do something fun. Go buy someone a coffee. Go pick up some mulch for an old lady at Lowe's. That's a callback from episode 28. So if you haven't listened to that, go back and you'll hear that story. But thank you guys so much. 20 minutes. Break the stigma by cracking a smile. Hopefully I did that for you today. I love you again. And have a good one.
Get him. You can kiss my ass.
This podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek the advice of your physician or other qualified health provider with any questions you may have regarding a medical condition. If you are feeling suicidal, please dial 911.